Hi everybody, Charlie here with the final Cherry podcast for 2021. This week we look at a few questions from the community as well as a market wrap-up for 2021. We look at a fantastic tweet from Brian Gray on whether brands are more important than logos. And we answer the question, is Zion a bust? Thank you so much for listening throughout 2021, and we hope to have you listening to us again in 2022. See you next year. Bye.
Good questions today, Charlie.
Yeah, we got a couple of good questions. One, I think, was from Dan, who always sends in a good question and takes awesome photos of Lakers cards. And the other person's question, I can't remember their name, very sorry about that. Send through your questions with the question sticker, everybody, and we will try and get to them before the end of the episode. We've got a bit of card news to start with this week, G. Mm-hmm. The first thing that happened was it was big yesterday around the hobby, around the Facebook groups, etc. Was there a fuck up with Don Russ Road to Qatar soccer? Something about the checklist, or there was a team missing, or...
Yeah, there seems to be a couple of things with the checklist. There's something about a Victor Lindelof card, which has got something do not use or something written on it.
Oh, really?
It's
actually like stamped on it.
Haven't seen it.
Wow.
Evidently, allegedly. And there's rumours that there's evidently cards on the checklist that aren't actually in the product. I'm not sure how anyone knows this, because it's very fresh. And we started hearing this before we'd even received the product.
Yeah.
But that's what we're led to believe. We can't confirm any of it. Maybe after today. I think Dale might have about 500 cases to break down. So we'll see. After today, depending on how angry it is.
And it's pretty heavy with content, isn't it? Like they're big packs.
Oh, it's just listen, without knowing if there's any errors in this checklist, this is potentially one of the best soccer products that's ever been released.
What about these problems though?
Well, we don't know what the problems are yet.
Yep.
But listen, I'm just going to quickly go through the kaboom. This is so let's just call the kaboom we'll call it the hobby's second favorite insert.
What's the favorite?
Colorblast.
The kaboom's better.
Nah, it's like, I know you like it because you like comics. This is the kaboom checklist. Number 1, Lionel Messi. Number 2, Kai Havertz. Number 3, Vinicius. Number 4, Mbappe. So that's Kai and Vinicius' first kaboom, Mbappe's first real kaboom. His previous one was a rewards pack. Shout out to Joe.
Oh, okay.
If he's watching, he designed that, I think. Luka Modric. Now, Luka Modric, the World Cup, he was the best player of the last World Cup. He's probably the worst on this list. Lewandowski is the best player in the world. Jadon Sancho, one of the best young players in the world, his first kaboom. The King, Zlatan. Ansu Fati, who's like the most hyped young guy.
Yep.
Neymar Jr. Potentially this is his World Cup, his chance to really step up. Ronaldo, goes without saying. Sonaldo is his first kaboom. Only Ronaldo's second true kaboom.
Sonaldo, he's the evil Ronaldo. Like Mario and Wario.
Pogba, who is an extremely talented young player, but he's not getting any time at the moment. Saka, who's another superstar coming out of England. Frenkie de Jong, who's arguably the worst player on the list. But he's still extremely talented. First one. João Felix, his first kaboom. Haaland's first kaboom.
Wow. This is stacked.
And then Donnarumma, who is the best, most important player in the world. He's the keeper for Italy. €1 for them. Rodrigo, who's an absolute jet. And card number 20, and the only legend in the set is David Beckham.
Oh, wow.
So
yeah, okay. So you're implying just from that kaboom list alone, the potential to pull that from a box makes it a very interesting product.
Makes it an all-timer.
Wow.
This product is going to become so important long-term. And if you're out there and you're looking to buy a product, there's a card like that only becomes more and more sought after. So it's 5 years from now, any that get pulled are obviously going to be likely to have more damage. They're not going to grade as well. Those cards, as a lot of those guys progress through their careers, their first ever kabooms are just going to be and you can't get products like this. Like if you buy the if you try to buy any product with the first of these big inserts, you're not going to get them anywhere near I think it's 500 US Panini is selling these boxes for today.
Yep.
Buy them. Go over to www.paniniamerica.net. Get yours. You can get up to 5 today. I've got my 5. So get your 5 and just put them away if you want. Have a crack. See if you can get your kaboom. Definitely get involved in it. But it's not just that. The signing list is like, evidently, allegedly, Haaland's first Panini autograph.
What?
Mason Greenwood's first Panini autograph.
Right.
Pele has signed. Maradona has, well, he didn't sign for it.
No. No.
He might have been like
A few stickers left, I guess.
Diego, listen, no, don't do this to us again, mate. Come on. Because that's what it would have been like.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Back in the day.
Look, I'm at Maradona's hotel room and there's no answer. Okay, well, don't get worried. That happens a lot.
I know you're in there, mate.
Yeah.
And then just see a procession of beautiful women walk out.
Yep. With this haze of cocaine.
Like someone's like LeBron's like.
Yeah, it would be.
There's just a litany of incredible signers in the product. Ronaldo signed, Messi signed. He doesn't always sign. Messi's actually quite hard to get, I think.
Yep.
So this is just
Well, we're going to see today. I mean, Blake is busting it today. Obviously, I think they're busting it over in the States.
Yep.
So we'll see what comes out of it today. That'll be cool. It'll be cool if we do see some big fella autos.
Yeah, 25 rated rookies. I know one of them.
Yeah, okay.
I know one of them. There's one from Korea Republic, which is generally a strong push. There's a few from the United States, which is handy. The one who is the best as far as I know in the product is Nuno Mendes for Portugal, but he's a defender, which doesn't help. So, listen, this product is going to be big. If someone blows up out of it, it's going to go from big to all-time.
Wow. Okay. Like an all-time set, maybe.
All-time.
Okay. Now, the other thing that came out this week, it's not a new set, but it's coming, I guess it'll be January maybe, or February, early next year, is second year UFC Prism. Obviously, Prism, they started off the UFC run Panini earlier this year, and it was huge. Like, it was, it went very quickly up to like $1,000 a box for UFC Prism. What do we need to think about for this sort of next year or second year of that set?
Well, last year's Prism's already, it's gone up to 2,000 US a box now.
Wow.
And it's obviously got some really important rookies in it looking back, and I think that this set probably will too. I don't have my finger on the pulse anywhere near as much as I need to with UFC. Suffice to say that we didn't get a huge allocation of product, so I don't think it's going to be massively overproduced, which tends to scare people. Still, feels like, it feels quite small scale. Like maybe we'd get like, I don't know, a tenth of what we would get for soccer.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just to give people an idea that the current market conversion from the US, it's currently $1,000 US a box. It works out to be around about with taxes around 1,600 Australian dollars
Mm-hmm.
per box, which is much cheaper than last year's, about half the price of last year's.
Oh, it's listed. People got it listed.
Yeah, it's listed on Blowout
Right.
currently. In terms of product, it looks good. Lots of the card is going to get the colour, which is a big part of. I like the colours. So
Yeah.
golds are going to look good. Mojos are going to look good. There's lots of like, we'll call it dead space.
Yeah.
The autographs, I don't think anyone buys Prism for the autographs.
Nah.
The colour blasts are coming back. Hopefully they get some really good vets in there, but the big thing is that they're going to have the 12-13 Prism flashbacks.
Oh, really?
So you're going to be able to get those in gold, and I think that they're going to be...
Like using that classic layout.
Yeah, the ones that were in the 2021 basketball.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the real draw card of this, and once again, if it hits, if there's a couple of rookies in it, and it has Prism flashbacks, and they expand the Color Blast list to include a few, like I love the idea of you get someone like the Iceman, Chuck Liddell, and he's Color Blast as he's like sort of throwing a bomb. It's just like beautiful blue ice, like that'd be.
Yeah.
Is that just me?
I keep looking at UFC checklists and waiting for them to put in a Joe Rogan card, because something like that would just the amount of people who watch the podcast would just bring a lot of eyeballs to that set. Whenever that happens, I guess it's going to happen, or maybe he's hard to get signatures from. Tops seem to be able to get some back in the day, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
That'd be big.
Dang, I'd buy one.
Yeah, Dame would definitely buy one. Yeah. Okay, that's pretty much it for the card news that we'll get to this week. The next thing is I asked Instagram for a couple of questions, and I can see we've got a couple there ready to go. The first question from one of our followers was about Zion, and is Zion a bust? He's out, obviously, at the moment. We haven't seen him much this season, apart from people posting pictures claiming that he has eaten all of the sausage rolls. So this is a question obviously we get a lot at the moment. Is Zion a bust?
Yeah, no, he's not.
Why not?
Well, he's not, because every single time he's been on a basketball court, he's like he's just dominated grown men.
That's true. Yeah.
This concept that he's Greg Oden, just it makes me laugh. It's like, not everyone with an injury is Greg Oden.
Yeah.
Like, Greg Oden is so specifically unique that he's actually just Greg Oden. Like,
yeah.
Otherwise, it wouldn't just be the Greg Oden thing. Like, it'd be just a thing.
Yeah.
Feels
sad for Greg Oden.
I think I told this story before, but I remember I got told once the story of where I think it was Topps had to decide if they wanted to put all their money behind Greg Oden or Kevin Durant.
Right.
And I think they went Greg Oden.
Yeah.
And so Durant went Upper Deck.
Right.
Just imagine that.
I know, but I mean, that's people make the decisions at the time, don't they, on what they have in front of them. And, you know, like Charlotte deciding, look, we want Vlade Divac, so, you know, we'll give you Kobe back in the day. I mean, that didn't pan out, but apparently they needed Vlade for some fucking reason. They needed an old Croatian dude.
Imagine that performance.
Yugoslavian, sorry, I forget.
That performance review.
Yeah.
Like, so
yeah.
just listen. One more thing before we go.
Yeah.
How's that Vlade fella doing? Like, how's that working out?
Yeah.
Good.
Is he fitting in well? Yeah, no, good. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kobe's making a big splash over there in Los Angeles. No.
Good in the All-Star weekend, wasn't he?
Oh, man. Yeah. Okay, so, Zion, obviously, we are excited to see him come back whenever that is. Hopefully it's this season.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to come back.
Really?
No. Just, I don't know. Get everything right. What's he going to do this year for them? Like, I don't get it.
Well, that's true. I mean, the Pelicans they're not going to be in the playoffs.
We don't, I don't understand where it all comes from. We haven't, Jordan was out for, it's a season.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Curry and Luka have been out non-stop. We've got, people still love Klay Thompson. He's literally been out. Kawhi Leonard hasn't played for 14 years. The last time he played, Andrew Gaze was still suited up for the Spurs. There's this concept that Zion is somehow different than any other young talent. He's got an injury because he is a huge man, and he'll be fine. Let's just get over it.
Okay, good. Now, the next question, this was a good one. When I showed you this one, you were like, oh, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I think this was from Dan, who's a big fan. He asked, what product would you take away? What product would you remove from the lineup? And what would you replace it with? What product would you bring back into the mix?
Yeah, well, it wasn't a difficult one for me to answer. In terms of what I would take away, I'd get rid of black.
Okay.
Immediately.
It's just a nothing set.
I feel like it stems from, this will surprise some people, the Upper Deck product black. I assume.
Right.
Geez, Upper Deck didn't really stitch up the trademarks around that one, did they?
How could you trademark it? The name of a colour. It'd be tricky.
Would have been interesting, I would have thought. So it was really popular. I remember when I was younger, and even when we just started Cherry, people would always ask for black, and you'd open it and there'd be, back in the day, it was there'd be a manufactured patch of something, which people loved back, and they're like, oh, fantastic! It's a flag, it's the Croatian flag. Oh, this is so great, and now it's just it's just some shitty, Boy Scout sort of iron-on that no one wanted, that Panini bought in bulk.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Upper Deck got away with that. There was sticker autos with terrible pens on them. The sides of the cards looked like chipboard. They were basically just, they were meant to be black, but they were basically just, like a Dalmatian. There was that many white spots on them.
Yeah.
So it was a horrendous product in its condition.
Okay, so that's going to go.
Well, that was how it was, and
Okay.
then Panini bought it back, and they kind of owned it. They didn't sell it to companies like us. They kind of owned it and said, "Listen, we'll sell it," and it looks the same. Stickers are terrible on it. Edges are a mess. It grades terribly. The RPAs are never going to reach the level of some of the bigger brands.
Yeah.
So it's just it kind of just doesn't fit.
Well, it feels like a lame-ish version of Obsidian, and it's doubling up with the name almost.
And Noir. It's a Noir manages to work because of a few other elements. But so I'd get rid of that. Now, what I'd bring back, I'd bring back Panini Replay.
What was that one?
That was the We're Sorry product.
Really?
Yeah, that was the sort of formal apology to what product was that the formal apology to? No. I forget what was the formal apology to. Maybe there was a formal apology. No, there was a formal apology product after it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they created Mosaic Prism as a formal apology to replay basketball.
What upset people about replay? What was good about it? You want to bring it back?
You want to bring it back? I always liked it. So it was a repack product. So what they did was they used all of the leftover stuff that hadn't been redeemed, and they used like a lot of the stuff that hadn't been stamped, so that it was going to be used for replacements if necessary. They gave it a replay stamp, and they renumbered it. Now they fucked up when they renumbered it.
Okay.
They shouldn't have renumbered it.
Yep.
That was the mistake. But as a repackaged product in and of itself, it's the best repack on the market by a mile.
Wow.
Like you could get Stephen Curry NT RPAs in it.
It was like a Chronicles repack. Like all sorts of sets?
Yeah, it was like you could get all like the stuff that never been redeemed of Kobe's or had been replaced and things like that.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh.
But like, you know what? There's a lot of things that when we do them for the first time, they crash up.
Yeah, that's true.
I think with the learnings of that, and I think you see it somewhat in the honours product that they do for the NFL.
Right.
The honours product is brilliant. It's just absolutely brilliant, and it sells really well, and it hits really well.
Yeah.
I feel like if anyone is going to do a repackaged product, and there's some things they could change, I don't think they should stamp the cards necessarily.
Yeah.
I think maybe they should just maybe encase them or something so the actual card on the inside is legitimately untouched.
Yeah.
I feel so... can we cut that over? Like, can we? I don't know.
Can we edit that? Yeah, we'll remove it.
So you could just put it into a slab. I don't know how you do it. But to have a product that comes out this year that has the potential to have Curry rookie autos.
Yeah, monster cards. Yeah.
No one can do that better than the manufacturer themselves.
Yeah.
No one. So that's what I'm bringing back.
It'd be great fun to watch him breaks too.
I'm bringing it back. I'm calling up DJ straight after this. Listen, what do we need to do differently?
So Black is going and Replay's coming back.
Replay's coming back.
And it's coming back big.
I don't give a fuck what people say in the comments.
That would be fun.
It'd be fun.
That would be a fun set. All right, good. A couple of questions there. We will get to them. But first, we got a tweet this morning from Brian Gray, who I love. I know you love, G.
I love him.
Whenever he joins someone's podcast, you have to watch because the dude has forgotten more about cards than most people know. In the current day, he is a legend, and he says things that other people won't say. And one of the things he said today, in reaction to a tweet from Serbia Sports Cards, complaining about the new Bowman Next basketball from Topps. They are putting out a college product, without logos, without names. They have the name and they have the image of the athletes, but they don't have the teams. So they're putting out, unlicensed, essentially, cards of some of next year's rookies, I guess, is what they're going for. Serbia Sports Cards is saying, why even bother? This is pointless. This is dumb. People don't like unlicensed cards. Brian Gray, in response to that, replies, I think you underestimate what is coming. When Fanatics takes over, logos will matter less than brands. You will see. Please save this tweet. And then further down in the comments, he adds...
I haven't read this bit.
To each their own, but I will guarantee you the best value, in caps, in the market will be unlicensed. You'll see. What's he talking about there? He's being is he being cryptic, or the way I'm interpreting that tweet, great tweet by the way, is that logos will matter less than brands. So I'm thinking brand is, the product or the set of cards, whether it's chrome or hoops, and that's going to be the most important thing. The logos on cards, not as important. People will follow, collectors will follow the brand into cards. What's your thoughts on that?
Is he being like purposely vague? Like
It feels like it.
I want him to.
He's going to be in Vegas.
I want him to get really loose on this. I want him to open up the shoulders and just
go blam.
Go blam. So it's obviously he's left a lot open to interpretation. My interpretation of it, well, I think there's maybe two different things that he's inferring. One is that Fanatics aren't going to get the NBA license.
Yeah.
That they're just going to get the NBA Players Association, NBA Players Association license, which means that they won't get the logos, which will be very important.
Yep.
And in which case you would just get Prism Basketball as an example with everything to the player's name on it.
Yeah.
And that's going to sell. Prism Basketball is going to sell in the same way that people are going to buy Topps, Bowman, Next Basketball because it has Bowman, Topps brands on it, which is why it'll be successful. And I appreciate what Serbia's sports cards are saying. Yes, less people prefer unlicensed cards. Yes, less people prefer collegiate cards. Not no people prefer them. And if the data is correct, and data is often correct, that this category goes 13 times, then that's 13 times the amount of people that also like unlicensed cards and 13 times the people that like college cards. So that's one way it could go. The other thing that he might be inferring is that, hey, yeah, Panini do lose everything. But they've also got really established brands. And they shoot with unlicensed cards at their baseball price points. Yep. And remain relevant. And that to me is obviously a no-brainer. If they stay in that space,
people would still buy it.
Absolutely, they would. Would they offer better value than the Fanatic stuff that comes out? Well, I guess the proof will be in the pudding of that. But
if the bulk of the hobby sort of migrates over to the next official cards, then it follows that if Panini were offering unlicensed cards but still with Prism, still with National Treasures, the amount of money chasing them would fall, but there'd still be a lot of people there.
Absolutely would. And if Fanatics are in a position where they've got to produce volume, then it would stand to reason that the most short printed stuff would be the Prism. The most short printed stuff would be the unlicensed stuff. And people are, the bulk of the collectors are affiliated with those brands in the same way that people, if Upper Deck drops Exquisite now, people go crazy for it. Yeah. You drop Exquisite Golf and it has, LeBron James and Charles Barkley in it, hitting off a tee. Yeah. It's going to be huge. So, listen, Brian Gray's never wrong. So save the tweet. Yeah,
I'm going to screenshot it. I'm going to post it on Instagram today because I think people will love to talk about that. Now, before we get to a market wrap up, what your thoughts on 2021? Let's get a few things clear on the Hobart store because we've got an opening date of the 12th of January for those collectors in Hobart, in Tasmania, or if you're in the state on a trip. Like, you should come to Tassie. Like, what are you doing in Melbourne and Sydney and Queensland? They're crap places. Move down to Hobart. No, don't, because it'll change. At least come on a holiday, because there's amazing food here. there's cool stuff to go and do, and the new Cherry store. So 12th of January is the opening day for the Hobart store. What will we be able to do here, G? Will I be able to, for example, pick up an online order?
No.
At this store? No. Okay. So it will be the range that we have here.
Yeah. Sorry, I should actually just preface that. We hope to have click and collect available here.
Yep.
But at this stage, it's a no. We need to work out exactly how that would operate.
Yep.
Because it's a limited range.
Yeah.
You will be able to... This is a lo-fi store.
Yep.
You will be able to come in. This is the Tinder of trading cards.
Okay.
This is just singles, singles, singles.
Yep.
You will be able to present me your single.
Yep.
I will present you my single.
Okay, so buy and sell.
We might get a match.
Yep. And I could swap, I could trade.
You could.
Yep.
Yep.
I could walk out with cash.
You could work with cash. You could leave watches, rings.
Yep.
You name it. That is the heartbeat of this store. It's good for people to come in to buy and sell singles.
Yep.
And to just shoot the shit.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah, yeah.
We want to create content. It's set up. It's going to be set up to create content.
Yep.
We want to give people that collecting experience, making it a better collecting experience. There will be product available.
Yes.
We're waiting on a whole bunch of singles to arrive. We're waiting on a whole bunch of product to arrive. So there will be product, but that's not the feature of this store.
Yeah.
It will be open from Wednesday through to Saturday, midday to like 4,
Yep.
shortened hours, and we will have in the month of January a few trade nights where people can come along.
Yep.
And just have some really good hospitality.
Yeah.
And meet other collectors here.
Yep.
Which hopefully will be a big part of what this store is.
Yeah, I mean that's the number one thing, isn't it? A place where people can come in, meet other collectors, talk about cards, swap, buy, sell. Fantastic.
Go have a drink in the hanging garden.
Yeah.
Just behind the store. Get mildly intoxicated. Come back, make some poor decisions.
Yes. Yep. 100% that'll happen.
Absolutely. Just real shit decisions.
What did I do?
Yeah. Where are my Kobe's going? And why is Grayson so fucking happy?
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. There's some of those questions answered. See you on the 12th of January, I believe, is that Wednesday.
Yeah.
After the New Year's break, all of that. So that'll be great. Your thoughts to wrap up the hobby, the market for 2021. Obviously, we have seen the cooling off, I'm going to say, is the right term, of a super hot market coming, off the back of 2020 and into the beginning of 2021. Things were still, this is nuts. Traffic, new collectors, prices. This year, the last 9 months, things have been very much cooling off. Obviously, we got a less hot rookie crop this year. People aren't as yet that excited as they were this time last year with LaMelo, and certainly the year before, Zion and Jar. It's crazy. What's your thoughts wrapping up this year? Is there anything looking into 2022?
Well, my feeling on the year has really been that just the emergence of these new sort of subcategories of brands like the UFC, soccer, Star Wars, and
beautiful
huge.
Star Wars sets this year.
Wrestling is really becoming big here. Baseball has exploded in its collecting year in Australia. Yeah,
that's true.
And I think that the softening that we've seen is not a lack of interest. It's a lack of confidence that at those price points,
Yeah.
the regular collector is going to actually get the experience or the feeling that they're after.
Yeah, like you mentioned the last time we spoke, 1-and-1. The
Absolutely.
The value that you're potentially going to pull out of that at that price point.
Outstanding product. Absolutely outstanding product. And that's that product is like $2,500 a box Australian now. Like, so at some point in time, and it's coming, we're closer to it by the day, those sorts of products will come back into a realistic market price point.
Yeah.
And then we'll start to see, I think, a really steep sort of, growth period. And the reason that people are moving in these other categories and the fact that they're so interesting is that you can buy today for $500. I can't even buy it for $500. My minimum buy on Donruss World Cup Road to Qatar Soccer is $600 a box. That's my lowest buy.
Yeah.
At any scale.
Yeah.
If I want 4 or 5 boxes, I'll find a guy.
Yeah.
$600. So you can buy 5 boxes today. That product has potentially all-time content in it.
Yeah.
That's why people are buying that over 1-on-1 basketball.
Yeah.
It's like I can buy 4 of those, and if Haaland is like literally the GOAT in 10 years, each one of those boxes will be like $20K.
Yeah.
So get in line.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my takeaway. New categories, fantastic.
Yes.
More fear in this hobby than there is on the COVID news networks. And I think that the next year we're going to really see a huge upturn in basketball collectors.
Okay, interesting. Great. Certainly agree with you about those new categories. Very, very, very interesting to see how they've grown this year. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you G for taking the time out this morning. Thank you everybody for watching this year. It was a goal this year to get a podcast out for me every week, and I did it.
Oh wow!
Mum, Dad, I did it. So it continues to grow. So it's going to be interesting to see who we're able to sort of snaffle at the Mint Collective, who we can talk to.
Can you try and get me a gig on Car Talk Pod? Just ask them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll ask them. They might be at Vegas, or one of them might be. 1 or 2 of them might be.
Yeah, I'd love to get on that.
Yeah, love Car Talk, boys. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next year. We'll have a couple of weeks off. You won't see a podcast appear for a couple of weeks, but when we do, we'll be there. See you.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.